So what do you think, in your heart, is the reason we haven't actually done that?
Well, the reason is clear. The reason is that the politicians in the National Assembly do not want to shoot themselves in the feet or in the legs. They know, because really these thugs you see on the streets unleashing mayhem during polls, they have instructions. They have instructions. Go and do this way. I happen to know that. They have instructions from somebody that is untouchable. And these untouchables are the one in the National Assembly. They are the one you are now asking to come and set up an electoral court, to come and set up an electoral commission, offenses commission, that will invariably be powerful enough to do them in. That is the problem.
Because now we haven't done that, and if we fail to do that, it goes back to your fear, which is, well, no one has been penalized over time, and we have such excuse me, such form of impunity. What do we do in a case where the talk is rising by the day for the need for us to have a violence-free poll within and even from outside the country, and we still don't have that in process?
Well, it is commonly said that the road to hell is paved with many with good intentions. Yes, they have good intentions, but they end up in hell all the same. Nigerians, we have good intentions. We have talks. Let us see intelligence. Let us see intelligence being input into the ways we do things. Let us see intelligence. Let us see INEC chairman. Let us see the NYC people. Let us see the policeman. They are going to provide the security. Let us see them telling us what they will do. You should have a roadmap. There should be a roadmap to success. You don't just talk. All we see is talk. The people are not singing.
Well,
now the Northeast. Why is President Jonathan the commander-in-chief of the army? Why can't the Navy, the Air Force, what would they be doing in the barracks?
He's the commander-in-chief.
What would they be doing in the barracks during the election? Why don't you move by the time you flood these trouble states? By the time you flood these trouble states with military personnel, it's difficult.
Mr. Joseph-mbu,
it's difficult for one Boko Haram to just start come and shoot. You know that they are resistant. There will be resistance. What would they be doing in the barracks?
Mr. Joseph-mbu,
why don't you move them to the trouble areas?
Mr. Joseph-mbu.
Thank you, madam.
It's been very difficult to get your attention, but
sorry, please,
I was trying to draw your attention to the fact that the president is the commander-in-chief
of the armed forces.
Yes, not the army.
Of the armed forces. That's why I mentioned the Air Force.
Well, okay. Just to be sure that was what you meant. Well, you're talking about elections in the Northeast. You've also spoken about, the Ways Committee. You've said that it's going to be difficult to implement.
I didn't say that it's going to be difficult. I said because of the because of the fact that the people who are to put it forward are the ones who are going to be the victims.
That's why it's been difficult to implement, right? So the question is, do you think we can find another way around it?
Of course, another way around is there is a regular court. We have the regular court. The offenses are already prescribed. And the moment an offense is prescribed in a written law, it's enforceable. So the normal courts are there. But you know as well as I do that if you take anything through to the normal court, and then these are offenses, they are criminal matters. To get a conviction, you need proof beyond reasonable doubt. And that will be the problem. So there should be proactiveness. You get it now? What is the preparation to get the evidence in a permanent form, in a presentable form to the court? What are the preparations? Do you have cameras? Do you have this? Are your personnel equipped?
Whose responsibility would you say that is?
It's INEC. It's basically INEC, and then it's basically that of the federal government.
Okay.
Basically, don't forget, the essence of governance is the security of lives and property. And you see, as long as I know I can do this and I will not be sanctioned, look, nothing will happen. And that is where we still are. We are still where we used to be. when it comes to this electoral violence and the mindset. The mindset is, if I do this, will I get punished?
So primarily for you, the reason why you think that we're still prone to violence in this 2015 elections is because we don't catch offenders. Is that why you think we're still prone to violence?
Can you point to one electoral offender?
I'm just asking if you have another reason, or is that the primary reason and the only reason for you?
That is not the primary. It's a fundamental reason that if it is not known, if it is not seen, that if I do this, if I commit this crime, I will be definitely punished. There is a tendency for me to do it again. Even the Bible says is that because an infraction is not presently punished by God, it encourages men to do it again. That is even in the scriptures. Because a present infraction is not presently punished by God, you think there's no point in not doing it again.
You know, I've seen lawyers take up so many matters on behalf of the state for the benefit of the people.
Okay.
And I can see a lot of passion when you talk on this particular issue. Have you taken it upon yourself, or if you have your own group, as someone who has taught law and also a practitioner, to take this matter to the extent that it is implemented?
Well, I must say that I'm just now moving into the public arena. I'm essentially a transactional lawyer, so it's really. I didn't mean things that are really being done, even marginally well done. I don't think I will come out. But as I said, things are really getting bad, and it is now a sin to stay back. But we will be looking at it. But really, I'm not a, I'm a business person, essentially a business person.
Because I'm going back to what you talked about. Okay. Politicians, of course, the National Assembly, these are made of politicians. And if we're not taking it serious as a people to implement some of these things that will single-handedly solve so many problems for us as a people, it makes nonsense of the talk of some form of seriousness leading up to this particular election if we say we want a violence-free elections. But is all hope lost on this particular one?
All hope cannot be lost. Even these 14 days or 13 days, so to say, a lot of things, a lot of preparation, I believe, is still possible. The people who are in charge of this election, they should please enlist the necessary help. They should please enlist them. They should please provide a template. How do you handle these people who will go out of the line? You should have a ready answer for them. You should have a ready arrangement for them. You should have a ready arrangement. And this time around, you should ensure that when they are caught, and they are caught in the act, everything is recorded in a presentable, in a way, they should go into this election with a view to prosecuting the electoral offenders. They should go with a preparation, go with camera, go with high-tech, employ every available intelligence that is available on the face of this earth. Prepare. Prepare. Don't just wish for an election-free violence. Don't just talk to Buhari. Don't just talk to Jonathan. Look at the places. Look at the places where now, I believe by now that it is clear that most Nigerians have not been able to get their permanent voters card. Right now is the time to say, if you don't have the permanent voter card, if you have the temporary voter card, this and the way to go about it. Is there anything like that? Have you heard of anything?
Well, looking at the headlines today, front pages, arrest Tom Polo, Dokubo, others now, and also that's from T.Y. Danjuma. And the new Assistant Inspector General of Police, Zone 2, he's been speaking, Mr. Mbu, and he's also been saying to troublemakers to back off. Other than that, he's going to arrest and prosecute. Now, we're talking about prosecution here. Pretty much later, I'm sure our producers will get that ready for us, for those who missed out on what he did say yesterday. What efforts can we get from security agencies, especially the police, in prosecuting such offenders?
The police should ensure that if they are catching somebody, if they are arresting somebody for a particular offense, the police should be mindful of the fact that in order to get this person convicted, you need evidence. Evidence that proves beyond reasonable doubt. So the police should be aware of that. So when you want to arrest anybody, please have your, do whatever you can. I'm aware that I've seen a CID with a pen that is even a recorder. So equip your personnel. Equip them in such a way that if I'm going to arrest somebody in the act of committing an electoral violence, apart from what I say he has done, there should be corroboration by other persons, corroboration by technology, by filming. When I see you with a cutlass, what are you doing with a cutlass in a polling booth? If I see that, if you play that, if I'm a judge and you play and you are brought before me, and I see you in a cutlass at a polling unit, I see you, not somebody is telling me. A film is now being shown in my court, and it is you with a cutlass. I mean, this is what I'm saying is at every level of preparation for this election, please let us see intelligence. Okay, let us see intelligence, input, please.